I share to the gods, known and unknown. I share ancestors. I share spirit guides. I share Remzel. I share. Spirit wanted me to come on here, so that's what I'm going to do. I have a lot of shit in my mind. I don't know where I'm going with it, but I'm going with it. This is self-documentation. I am talking to myself. Self. A lot of these beings like to create perceptions in their mind of you and run with it like if it's you. We know it's not. We don't fall for those traps and illusions and bullshit. You know what I mean? These motherfuckers don't know you. The only thing they know of you is what you allow them to know of you. Other than that, it's just perception that they create with their mind for their lack of understanding of you. And no matter how much they try to understand you, they will never understand you. If they even try. Regardless to what, they ain't getting that from me. So, these beings, low vibrational motherfuckers, no matter how much you try to be positive, you got to swing that sword spiritually. No matter how much you try to be positive. Because we know, or we see it all. Before things unfold, we see that shit coming. Ashe. So therefore, what's up? They love to create bullshit. You know what I'm saying? They like to throw dirt on your title. You can't let none of that shit get to you as a God. I'm using the word God for the sake of this conversation with self. You reword it for your dwellings or your reality, so it fits. But we know that this shit always been something they do. We always knew that these beings talk shit. From so-called friends, which I don't have any of those, to so-called family. You know what I'm trying to say? We always knew that this is what they do. They don't understand your truth. They don't understand who you are, your journey, your path. They don't understand it. They don't understand it. They don't nothing. They don't comprehend it at all. To comprehend. This is for you to comprehend because it's your path. It's your journey. They don't need to know what you believe or your truths. They don't need to know this. Because even if you was to want to stoop down and tell them your beliefs, it's not something they're going to be able to understand at all. They're not going to comprehend it because this is your calling and it's not for everyone. No matter how much you try to sit there and try to let beings know of your knowledge, for it can maybe manifest into their knowledge, just because you have love for them or whatever the situation is, it's not going to work. Maybe you're not the one that was chosen to wake those beings up, or maybe they just not meant to wake up. Regardless of what it is, it doesn't matter. You shouldn't use your energy to try to explain yourself to anyone. You know you. You know you. That's all that matters. Their perception of you, how they perceive you, how they see you, that shit is all illusions they create for their reality. Your reality is your reality. Nothing they do or say should affect your reality. No matter how much lies they make up, no matter how much shit they talk, it shouldn't affect you whatsoever. You should be more than protected. For that shit can't even faze you, not even a little bit. You know what I mean? We all know that these beings, that's what they do. And if you don't know that, then I don't know what to tell you. But you should know. When you spiritual or you God, however you want to word it for your reality, you word it. But when you into some type of level of consciousness or spirituality that's outside the norm, their norm, you should know that they're gonna talk, because they don't understand it. They will never understand it, and it's not for you to try to convince them or to try to help them understand it, because it's your journey, your path. Once again, you know, so this shit gets deep. You know, they perceive you as a being that just something like them. You know, that's their perception of you. They could have it. You should know what it is. That's all that matters. They see you like a regular being, like you just quiet to yourself. You might know some stuff, you know what I'm saying, or however they look at it. Comical. You know what I mean? They don't know the powers. They don't know how serious this shit is. They don't know the shit that we deal or we face daily. They don't know. They label you as lazy. Right? They label you as crazy. Right? They label you as a bunch of stupid shit that doesn't even matter. Because why would you matter to them? When you do nothing for them, they do nothing for you. Why do you matter? Why do you think you matter to them so much? That you could just be living your truth in your dwellings, wherever it is that you do you, right? And they feel like they need to have a say-so in what you do. Why is that? You don't care about what they do. You don't care how boxed in they are. You don't care how religious they are. You don't care if they're working, if they're not working. You don't care if they make millions of dollars, if they broke. You don't give a fuck. Because you're strictly with your journey. What you doing. How to elevate this. And keep elevating this. These motherfuckers think that we want to be here. They think that, like, we existed, we primordial beings, we have existed here a long time. We trying to figure a way not to come back here. We don't want to fucking be here. Like, these motherfuckers think we want to be here. Y'all love this earth. Y'all want to stay here. We figured out a way not to come back. They'll take that and see you as suicidal. That's their fucking perception. You know what I'm trying to say? It's not for you to explain. Let them think what they want to think. These beings love to talk about you. Why should that bother you? It shouldn't. It really shouldn't bother you. They could make it up. They could perceive it to be true. But you know what it is. You know what it is. You know what you do and what you don't do. They don't know shit. They just... That's all they good for. We always knew this. You know, these beings come with a mask. But the entity behind that mask, the ones that's occupying the vessels, we're striking at the motherfuckers. We know what's going on. That little gossip bullshit, that shit shouldn't affect you not one little bit. Back from when I started my spirituality in the beginning, when I first started my spirituality, and I was going deep within to get the knowledge, deep in the dark, right? Or we was going deep in that rabbit hole. I'm going to use the word rabbit hole for the sake of this conversation with self. You reword it how you want to reword it to fit your reality. When I was going deep in that rabbit hole, and I was getting knowledge, right? And the deeper I go, the more crazy shit will try to hold me back. They try to put fear or question your old beliefs. They make you question your old beliefs that you programmed since you was earth to this world. Ever since you first took that first breath, they've been programming you. I'm going to use the word they. They've been programming you. When I started figuring out, going deep in that rabbit hole, remembering the knowledge. We just remembering the knowledge. We're not learning shit. So when we was remembering the knowledge and we going deep in this, and I'm going deep into this rabbit hole, I had wicked shit, otherworldly shit, wild, wicked shit. The deeper I went, the crazier it got. Trying to bring me back to an old world being that I was striking down, trying to avoid, trying to, you know what I'm saying? Reprogramming my computer with apps that I wanted in my computer instead of programs that they forced us to have since we was earthed. So therefore, they try their hardest. They always try their hardest with the so-called chosen ones, the so-called gods. However you want to word yourself or however you want to word it, do that. I am talking to self. I had wicked, ugly motherfuckers, man. I'm talking about the ugliest creatures you ever fucking seen in your life. These motherfuckers ugly, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? So, when I would try to switch over to the Dreamverse, they would be at my back. These fucking creatures. I'm talking about a bunch of these ugly motherfuckers. Skin is, I can't even explain it. The features of the shit, nothing you have ever seen. If one of these regular beings was to see that shit, they will pass out just for looking at it. It's how ugly this shit was. It's crazy looking, right? I had shit like that occurring, trying to scare me into, you know, backing away from that shit. Like, oh shit, what the fuck is this? You know what I'm saying? Getting scared, trying to, for I won't keep elevating my God mind. Trying to knock me off of my spirituality. Not try to knock me off from remembering who I truly am and my purpose. You know what I mean? So even since then, since the beginning, this shit's been, I'll try to switch over, like I said, to the Dreamverse. And these beings are just scratching at my neck, breathing. You feel their breath, their hot fucking breath on your neck. Your fucking hairs is all standing, your antennas is all standing up. You know what I mean? Scratching your back. Even then I knew I had to fucking come up with a form of fucking weapon. Protection to protect my dwellings, my being at all times. Even then I knew it. You know what I'm saying? Because I had to fight back. Because I wanted to go down there. I wanted to know what the fuck was going on. I wanted to know, even as an old world being, which I struck down, right? But I remember my past lives, most of my past lives. Like I said, we primordial beings. We have always existed. So I remember most of my past lives. And one of my previous past lives, I recall. So even then, I always questioned everything. I never let a motherfucker sit here and tell me one thing without me researching in some way, somehow, to find out if that shit is accurate to my reality. We all perceive things differently. So if it doesn't fit for your reality, it's not for you at that present time. At that present time, there's nothing that beings could have told me, whether it was religion, whether it was politics, whatever the fuck it was. I don't know. I'm not going for that. I research everything. Everything that I'm against is because I know the truth of it. And I'm not going to sit here and explain to you why. I just know. I'm good with that. I don't have to tell you why I don't believe in your God or your religion or your bullshit or this or that. I don't have to explain that shit to none of you motherfuckers. I know. That's good enough. Because even like I said, even if I was to let you beings know, you still wouldn't understand. Or you'll say some dumb shit like, oh, but that's the way this world is, so we just gotta do what we gotta do, you know. Come on, man. I don't got time for low vibrational shit like that. So I know. I researched everything. I go deep within. I don't just read books. I don't just, come on, man. I go deep within to find the knowledge. I gathered the knowledge, I know the knowledge, and I'm applying the knowledge. And there's nothing no any low vibrational being or any entity could say or do to change my thought process when it comes to these certain things that I already struck down and no longer exist in my reality. Ashe. Simple and plain. Back to it though. This is a self-documentation. I'm talking to self. Even when I first started, I knew I had to build a fucking shield around my physical being, my spiritual being, all levels of existence I had to protect. Even then, when I had these fucking ugly ass motherfucking creatures breathing at my neck, scratching my back up, wake up with scratches on my back. I'm talking about fucking scratches all over my fucking back, bruises. One day I was going through a physical transformation. What I mean by that, my body was letting go of all that negativity, all that old world shit. It was letting go of it. I was transforming, right? Physically and spiritually. What I'm trying to say is that physically I was feeling all this weird shit, all this, you know what I'm saying? I was letting go of all this weird shit. So I laid down and I went to switch over, right? And a being so happened to take a picture. And in the picture, you see like smoke at the bottom of my feet in shape of a motherfucking, what would perceive to be a wicked spirit at the bottom. You know, they dwell at the feet. That's what they say. If that's not what you believe, that's fine. Okay. I'm just letting you know what I experienced. Self. So you see the whole shape, the whole face, everything. You could take what you want from that. I know what I took from that, and it works for me. But anyway, I always knew that I had to protect myself. And they were trying to get at me. Even when the old world me, they was trying to take that motherfucker out since then. Because they knew this was my destiny. They knew this was what I was going to become. They knew that shit. Since I was fucking brought to this world, I had nothing but fucking weird shit going on. Cleft palate. You don't see it because it didn't affect my physical being. But I had that shit. I had fucked up ears. I done fucking caught weird ass fucking diseases from the blood and liver and all types of trying to strike me down. They was always trying to get rid of me. Always trying to get rid of me. You know what I'm saying? And I smile at that shit. You know what I mean? So when I turned into this my spiritual self, and I became spiritual, I had those wicked entities not trying to come at me from a different aspect. And I protected myself. I defeated the motherfuckers. Still defeating the motherfuckers. You know what I mean? So these beings see you as whatever the fuck they want, but they don't know your powers. They don't know what you see. They're not in your fucking brain. They're not in your mind. They're not in your worlds. They don't live amongst your realms. They're not allowed there. So they can only perceive what they want to perceive or create things that they think are you. But they don't know any better. Or they're trying to irritate you to bring you to a lower vibration to meet them somewhere here for they could steal your energy. Because that's all that happens. You lose more than what you gain by lowering your vibrations to these motherfuckers to steal your energy. Simple as that. Self. Still talking to you. Like I said, the spirit just wanted me to come on here and share some thoughts. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of shit in my mind right now. My worlds. But, so we always knew that these beings, that's all they do. They wear a mask. You know what I'm saying? As a being that you supposedly know. So-called family member, whatever it is. But it's just a mask. Their vessels get occupied. Their vessels get occupied and they try to steal your energy, lower your vibration, try to anger you for they can steal your energy. You know what I'm saying? Things like within that nature. You just got to be aware of who's around. Before they can fix their mouth to say something or do something, you already know. These beings don't even know that you know everything that they think you don't know. And it's just not stuff that you have to get from another being that told like that. You know, that physical shit like, oh, this person told me this or this. I'm not talking about shit like that. I'm talking about going within here. You just know things. You know what's what. Before they even open their mouth. Before they come, you know they hear. What I mean by that is, before anything comes to you, you already know of it. I'm going to give you one better. Just listen to this. Self, I'm still talking to you. There's different forms of meditation. We know that. You can find meditation in almost anything, if you agree with it, for your reality. Now, it's funny, right? They don't understand how powerful this shit is. And I'm just going to give you a small example. I live in my mind. These are my worlds. I create things. Right? So as I'm deep within my mind, which I love doing, being alone, no one around, just me, right? And whatever I create. So as I'm deep within my mind, I like to let these thoughts just pass by, right? But the majority of the time, if I see the same image or the same vision more than once, I like to go see what it is. You know what I'm saying? Maybe there's a hidden message in that shit, or maybe it's something I need to know, or there's some type of attack. We don't duck no smoke, so I go see what it is. You feel me? So as I'm in my visions, in my worlds, I keep seeing this vision, but I don't really want to go to this vision at all, because this vision, every time it passes by and I glance at it, it has a bunch of beings, old world beings, right, that I don't fuck with, so-called family members, right, that I don't, the majority of these motherfuckers, I don't associate with, right, but in this vision, it was like, let's say 10 motherfucking beings on a table, like a circle, like they doing a fucking ritual or something, right? I didn't really want to go to that vision because I don't like low vibrational beings like that. I just don't like associating, not even in my worlds. I don't associate with shit like that. But the spirit told me, yo, go check that, right? So I said, fuck, let me go see what this shit is about. You know what I'm saying? Thankfully, I did go because there was a very important message that I needed. And I got, that shit is with me. I got that shit now, you feel me? It was a very important message in that vision. I got it. But besides that, right, which that was the main thing, I just so happened to just say, fuck it, let me see what the fuck else. You know what I'm saying? So I just sat there. I already know what those beings is doing. Before I even entered there, I already knew what they was doing. I already knew. Right? You see the disgust in their face. Like, you know what I'm saying? I already knew what they was talking about. I already knew it. Right? But I said, fuck it, right? Thankfully, I went because, like I said, I got that fucking gem that I needed. Right? Now, shit. So, I'm standing above them like this. Got my shield up, you know what I'm saying? Always protected. And I'm just listening to these niggas, just smiling, yo. What was said, I'm not going to say. You know what I'm saying? Because it's very low vibrational, it's petty, it's stupid, and it's something that I already know that they talk about. Because this is what every being talks about when they don't understand the powers of you or who you are, or they just hate on you for no fucking reason, and they just create bullshit stories and shit, or they find anything small, right, Even if it's something positive, they take it and try to flip it into a negative just to have something to talk about in that table. And these motherfuckers all talk about each other. They all talk about each other. That's the funny thing about it, right? They all talk about each other, right? But they sit there because you're the main topic. For whatever the reason is, you're the main topic that always pops up, right? In that little circle. They can't talk about anything else without mentioning you. It's wild, ain't it? But I was just there smiling because I already know all this shit. Like, come on now, right? So I'm watching these beings and I'm hearing them talking and I'm like, oh shit, you know, this is new. You know, say, oh word, that, oh shit, like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? I don't really give a fuck. I'm just entertaining myself, just smiling, just like yo, it's like you're a ghost. This is how it feels, right? You're a fucking ghost, right? You're in spirit in their dwellings. Actually, like, it feels like you're physically in their dwellings and they can't see you, and you listening to you like listening to all this shit that they talking about. You can see them, you can see through wall, like whatever the fuck you want. You could see a motherfucker taking a shit. Like, you could be standing right there, like just seeing everything a motherfucker do in those visions. You really can, right? So I'm just standing there, and if that's what I feel, like I'm really like actually there, right? It is that I'm actually there. But I'll get to that later, right? So I'm there, I'm laughing and shit, I'm just smiling, whatever. So I heard a couple of bullshit, whatever. So I just said, strike all this shit down. I did my thing, and I left. Went back to so-called this physical realm, right? I grabbed the message that I received. I wrote it down. I grabbed it. I recorded it. It's mine. I needed that, right? I got what I got from it, and that's what's beautiful about that story. But long story short, 3 days later, the power of 3, right? Some being that was sitting in that table contacts someone who was around me, right? And they start off, you know, blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to say what it is, but they start off blah, 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 right? Yo, word for word, everything that I heard in my vision 3 days prior was said in the so-called physical reality, word for word. Explain that. Word for word. That's just something small for you to see how powerful this shit can be, how powerful this shit get. But they so focused on bashing and lying and just talking shit, gossip shit, focus on the wrong things, that they don't take the time to better themselves. They focus on everything else and everybody else's lives, and they don't focus on themselves to make themselves better. You don't think that's wild for you to just sit back and worry so much about other people's lives that you're not making yourself better? You rather bash the next person that's trying to be, you know, better for his reality than to focus on your own? That's comical. That shit don't affect me like at all. That shit is comical. I can never sit there and worry about somebody so much that is keeping me out of my fucking comfort zone, or shit that I'm supposed to be focused on. I can't focus on because motherfuckers is living in your head. Like, that shit is crazy. These niggas can't enter them dwellings, bro. They can't enter that shit. And that's what really bothers them. They will never understand. That's what bothers them. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't doing what they're doing, they take it as a negative. Regardless to how good you are or how positive you may be, they take it as a negative. You could have just accomplished something very, very, very good. Let's just say this is an example. I'm just giving you an example. You know what I'm saying? Let's say you accomplished something. You manifested something, let's say. Let's say you manifested something big with the power of your mind, through the spirit. Let's say you manifested something, right? If you ain't got a job, they're going to view it as negative. So why do you give a fuck what these beings say? I don't get it. If you ain't doing what they're doing and living life the way they live life as slave as robots, then you're doing it wrong. It's the opposite. But they see it as you doing it wrong because they're programmed. You can't control their programs. You can only control your programs. This is why it's your reality and your journey. But you can't just let these beings come tell you what you're doing right or wrong. That's not how this shit work either. Don't get that shit fucked up. You know what I'm saying? I'm just giving you an example though. These beings, if you ain't doing what they're doing, it's negative. Or it's voided because you're not doing it the way they doing it. It's just stupid shit like that just like, it's like, what the fuck? It's like I can't sit here and begin to try to understand these beings because I will never, just like they will never understand me, I will never understand them. This is the reason why we can't coexist with these beings. This is the reason why. Because regardless to how much you try to be positive and, you know, focus on your shit and what you do, they're going to sit there and blame it on you 100%. No matter what situation you get in with these beings, they're going to blame you for it 100%. And of course, the other robots and the minions they're going to believe that side. Because you're the different one. You're the one that nobody could just call. You're the one that nobody could speak to. You're the one that really don't like talking to no one. You know what I'm saying? And they don't even know that a lot of these beings, you always send love and protection their way without them even knowing it. They don't even know the amount of love and protection that you send towards these beings. You no matter how positive you are, they will always see you as a negative. They will always view you as a negative. And if you ain't doing shit like the way they doing, they're going to look at you like you ain't shit. Just because you outside of the box and they still inside that motherfucker and they can't figure out how to get out. And they love being in that motherfucker. Just put it like that. They love being in that box. But they see you and they just can't understand that shit. You're not supposed to let beings like that fucking think they have a say-so in your reality, but you also not gonna stoop down to a level of fucking stupidity and low vibrations to fucking let them take your energy. So this is the reason why you can't coexist, because no matter what you do, they're gonna view it as negative. It's that simple. You know, I love skull heads. The skull heads represent the ancestors who so-called transition to the spirit realm. The skull heads, that's what represents, to me, it represents the ancestors. The ones that was here before us. Your protectors and from that spirit realm. If you choose them to be. Because it's your reality. You choose it. You know what I mean? But they look at shit like that like it's negative. They don't take the time to understand how stupid it sounds to say a skull head is negative. If a skull head is negative, why is it that every being walking this planet has a skull? Dogs have skulls, cats, and a lot of other motherfucking animals. The same one saying skulls are demonic has skulls because they got this religion shit stuck in their head, create fake pictures, and they might add skulls like they burned in the fire and shit, and it's demonic. If you have a skull, it's demonic. It's so stupid. Motherfuckers is walking around here with whole skeleton. So is it just the head that's demonic, or is it the body too? Is it the hands? Is it the feet? You know what I'm saying? The butt cheeks. You know what I'm saying? Is everything demonic or is just the skull head? Like, come on. That's what's protecting their physical brain, their skull. How demonic is it? Let me know. I don't know. So it represents the ancestors. They'll sit here and say, that shit is demonic, regardless to what it is. I'm just giving you an example. If anything you're trying to do in your reality, in your dwellings, you can't broadcast to these motherfuckers, because then you're gonna feel like everything you show them, you gotta defend, or you gotta fucking explain yourself. To what the fuck I look like explaining myself to these motherfuckers, yo? I am that I am. You know what I'm saying? You like it over there, I like it over here. Stop worrying about what the fuck I'm doing over here, because you don't understand this. You will never understand this. Mind your fucking business. You feel me? But regardless to what it is, you could be manifesting shit, right? Regardless to how you manifest shit. You can manifest shit daily. You can manifest shit daily. And if you ain't got a job, to them, if you ain't got a job, that shit don't matter. You a piece of shit, nigga. You not slaving yourself, nigga. You a piece of shit, nigga. I don't give a fuck what you got, nigga. I don't give a fuck how you got it. If you ain't breaking your back, nigga, your arthritis ain't hurting, nigga, that shit don't count, nigga. You got it, I got it, but you worked for it and I didn't. So that makes me a piece of shit, because you had to work for it. You sound stupid, nigga. Anyway, that's just little shit that, you know what I'm saying, my spirit is telling me to say. You know what I'm saying? Self-documentation. I am talking to myself. I'm just the type of being, right? Like, I really don't have hair in my tongue. The word they, you know, the phrase they use. If I really have to say something to someone, I really would say it. Like, directly look you in your eyes and say it face to face. You know what I'm saying? There's no fear there. Because if I feel like I have to say something, it's something that you did to make me feel some type of way, to make me have to say something. I'm not just saying shit for no reason. I don't operate like them. You know what I mean? But I find it very useless to be, you know, letting beings know, or talking to beings and telling them how I feel. Even if I know, me knowing is good enough. I don't need to sit there and fucking, you know, let them know what I know, or what I heard, or what I saw. I don't have to let them know any of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I know what I do this for. You know what I'm saying? They could have the perception of me all they want. They could view me as negative. They could view me as crazy. They could view me as lazy. They could view me as all that good shit. That shit don't bother me none. You know what I mean? I know what I do, and they don't know what I do. You know what I'm saying? Spirit moved me, told me to make this video, so I just made it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of this shit is worthless information. Well, to most. You know what I'm saying? But I don't care, because this is self-documentation. This is myself talking to myself. I'm looking at myself, I'm reflecting, and I'm talking to myself. I'm just having a conversation with my higher self. That's all I'm doing. You know what I mean? I have so much in my mind. I've been creating shit. I just love creating shit. You know what I'm saying? I've been creating shit for a minute. I don't showcase my shit. I don't speak on my shit, because it just makes me feel good. I do it to make me feel good. And it brings me joy. You know what I'm saying? The shit that I create. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes I like creating music. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to become no fucking rapper. I don't give a fuck about that shit. I just love creating shit. So when I get in my mind, I just go, I let whatever comes out of it, comes out of it. Nigga, I'm not trying to make music for your liking. I'm not trying to draw pictures for your liking. I'm not trying to create sigils for your liking. I'm just doing this shit because it means something to me. And when something means something to me, it don't have to mean something to you. You probably got a fucking marble that you had since you was 3 or some shit that means something to you. You know what I'm saying? Another motherfucker will pick up that marble and fling that shit like, fuck this marble. but that shit means something to you. It has some value to you. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has that. You know what I mean? You can't take my shit away from me, nigga. You can't. So a lot of these beings that got all this negative shit to say, they don't understand how powerful you truly are, right? Stay out the way, you mind your business. You don't talk shit about nobody. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're joking or something, you say some stupid shit here and there. You know what I'm saying? But you're not talking shit maliciously. You know what I'm saying? You're not bashing no one. Even the beings, right, that have the most to say about you, you're not even talking about those beings or saying anything malicious towards them. But you're the negative one. It's all about perception, man. These niggas is, you know what I mean? It is what it is. We always strike down at the entity that's occupying the vessel of the one wearing that mask. We always striking them beings down. I strike all the motherfuckers down, though. For real, for real. You know what I mean? But that's how that shit go, man. If you ain't doing shit that they agree with, you just negative. You got to stay away from these motherfuckers, man. Stay away from beings that love to talk down on you. I've never been a being who thinks I'm better than anyone. I don't think I'm better than I'm the best version of myself at this time that I can be for this time. That's all I'm focused on. Being the best version of myself. I don't sit around looking to see what other people have or have achieved or got. I'm not that type of being. I don't give a fuck what you have or what you don't have. I'm not that type of being. I'm not a hater. I don't do none of that fucking low vibrational stupid shit. I don't care. To be honest, I don't care. I don't have a fucking a care in the world, in any world, about what other motherfuckers got or don't got. I don't think I'm better. I don't try to show off shit. I don't give a fuck about it. I don't care about it. I'm in this for me. And when you in this shit, you're alone. But you're not lonely. You in this shit alone. I'd rather talk to myself like I'm doing right now than talk to a motherfucking low vibrational motherfucker who's gonna try to flip my words and use it as a negative. I don't got time for that shit, man. Big Reaper.